and gentlemen, it's the Bama Standard, and we're brought to you by Workspace Solutions and Oakmont Financial Partners. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is a living legend, or two living legends, former Alabama linebacker Marvin Constance, and the greatest man to ever tote the rock, Bo Scarborough, and senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Mr. Stephen M. Smith. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening? What's happening?
Man,
these NFL playoffs crazy right now.
who you telling, man?
Your glasses was probably fogged up all day Saturday, Sunday.
Man, chill, Marvin. Chill, man. However, I will say they did get fogged up in the Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes duel. They did get fogged up in that.
Man, this NFL overtime rules need to be changed, bro.
I'm trying to tell you.
I just think that as good as Josh Allen was playing, he didn't even get an opportunity to touch the field. But then again, defense has got to show up too. They have the job of shutting down offenses, and they didn't want to shut down Mr. Kelsey or Mr. Hill. So, what do you do?
I'm just happy Matt Stafford won a playoff game. I mean, about time, Matt. You spent 20 years in Detroit. About time.
But before we get rolling, those of you who are joining us at 6:20 or 7:20 if you're Eastern time, Slade Bolden's going to be with us, so we're ready to roll out with him. But Marvin, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to you for Constant Chaos. What do you got for us this week, man?
Man, I'm about sick of these Georgia fans. You know, I live over here in Atlanta, man. Listen, man. When I tell you, they act like they were out there playing, like they were tackling people. Like listen, man. What did you really do to get this? Because y'all around here acting real high and mighty right now. And then this whole meme with Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady talking about Georgia beat Michigan again. I'm like, y'all just ain't got these Georgia. Listen, to all you Georgia fans out there, you gonna get your ass handed to you next year. Y'all gonna be just like LSU, one hit wonder.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Don't make the mistake of thinking you are Alabama, okay? Don't make the mistake.
No. See, Marvin. See, what's crazy here is, so Jermaine Burton transferred to Bama, and you got every Georgia fan mad, like, oh, he with the ops now? Oh, he done left us and got with them ops now? Oh, I see how it is. Burton, you gonna be a traitor now? I'm like, bruh, he was not gonna sit there and hang around with Raising Cane, Stetson Bennett, making $10 an hour. He's trying to go be a first-round pick.
Well, yeah, you bring up a very good
want to play
point.
with a real quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. If you stay with Stetson Bennett, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, it's like you're selling for hamburger over steak. Well, now he's over with us. He's going from Whataburger to Ruth Chris. So, yeah, he's improving his draft stock from 5th or 6th round to 1st or 2nd round. So, great decision by him. And all you Georgia fans, you got to remember, this is about you. This is about ultimately what is best for this young man and where he can create value.
These Georgia fans, man, listen, man, all this rah-rah. Okay, you've won one title since 1980.
Over 40 years, man. Like, generations.
It's going to be another 40.
Well, generations and kids then come and gone before that title got won.
I was going to say, the cicadas come more than Georgia win national championships.
Look, man, Christopher Columbus touchdown for Georgia won.
Oh, wow. Not Christopher Columbus, man. But, yeah, and the thing is, too, I mentioned this to Steve before we got started. The entire history of Georgia, they've only had one 1,000-yard wide receiver, and that was Terrence Edwards. Just one. And they've had guys like A.J. Green, Hines Ward, Muhammad Massaquoi, and a list of others. So historically, they don't throw the ball. They're still running that 1995 offense. And Kirby does not look like he wants to get with the times for anything.
You know what Georgia's mascot used to be? Before they were the Bulldogs?
Do tell.
Goat.
A goat?
Georgia's mascot used to be a goat.
Where did you find this out, man?
I just know a lot of stuff, man. You know, but yes, Georgia's mascot used to be.
Marvin, look, Marvin been researching in that spare time, y'all. Marvin been researching.
Nah, man. I just know a lot of things. Yes, Georgia's mascot used to be a goat, man.
Well, too bad they don't have one as their coach. So, but that's another topic altogether. But I like the energy that Jermaine Burton brings. He's a guy that has a little bit of dog in him. He's going to bully defensive backs. He's a guy who's going to get out of his blocks. He's going to beat people downfield, and he can play anywhere on the field.
Is he gonna catch the damn ball? That's all I care about.
My thing is, does this increase the NIL deal of Trayshawn Holden? Because Trayshawn went out there and got him. So does this increase Trayshawn's recruiting power? Because all the man did was go on Twitter and be like, "Hey, bro, let me holler at you real quick. Hey, come over here." And the next day, Jermaine Burton then committed to Bama.
Yes, JT, he will block. That's one of his many attributes that
he will block. But
yeah,
Marvin
he'll
is
block.
saying, is he going to catch the ball?
Yeah, and he'll
Because
do
we
it.
had a lot of drop balls in the championship game. Just catch the damn ball. Just do what you're here to do. You know?
And then he'll do it in traffic too. He's not afraid to get in the middle of things and mix it up. And he's usually the guy who's dishing the hits. So yeah, it's a much needed change.
Oh, that's what you be doing down at the mud rallies in Mississippi, huh? Getting in the middle things, not being afraid.
Absolutely, man. Matter of fact,
Hey, Steve, you see him this weekend at the tractor pool? He wasn't watching the playoff game. He was down at the tractor pool.
Hey, Marvin.
Drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hey, Marvin, but I was right there with him, sucking mufflers. I was right there.
As long as you wasn't driving at the tractor pool, everybody ass would have been in trouble. You know, we went straight, right, and left.
Hey, for real, Bo got that mean A&W root beer, though.
Bo
got that mean one.
Bo said, "Leave him out of this." Who, Liz Crafter? Steve got Liz Crafter for us. All right, I'm done. I ain't bothering nobody else for the next rest of the show.
No. Man, we Alabama. It's the system.
You heard it.
We don't need new, but we'll take it.
Yeah, but you know,
He know what the greats are. He know what the greats are.
I'm interested to see how this Eli Ricks situation works out in that secondary with all these young guys.
That's gonna be the biggest question, though, because to me, you got in the slot, you have a bunch of young guys. You have a Christian Leary who can play there. You have a JoJo Earl who can play there. You have an Aaron Anderson freshman who can play there. You got a Kobe Prentice freshman who can play there. Now, of course, Jermaine Burton can play there at 6'2", 200 pounds, but is that the ideal fit for him? I see him more of an X or a Z, but this is why this spring is going to be intriguing because all three wide receiver spots are up for grabs, all three of them. So that's what's going to make this spring so fun. Anyone, I could see 7 Ja'Cory Brooks at the bottom of the formation. I could see Trayshawn Holden at the top, but I think it could be a battle between Holden, Burton, and J.I. Hall. In the slot, I just think it's Christian Leary's time. I like JoJo Earl too, but as we see from the championship game, you got to have that 10-5, 40, that 100-meter dash, that just quick speed. So
I hope you have a 10-5, 40. Man, you over there, offensive lineman. You a 10-5,
not a 10-5, 40. And I'm in a 10-5, 100-meter. Not a 10-5, 40. But
so,
Christian Leary got that type of
10-5 in the 40. Now we understand why you cover sports instead of out there. We got it.
Look, I didn't run no 10-5, 40. I actually ran a 4-7.
They timed him with a he got timed with an hourglass. Boy, that's saying they said the only people who showed up at your pro day was Publix and Kroger. That's everyone never stopped in sales. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna leave everybody.
Hey, hold on. Hey, man. Hey, Bob is something else, man, for real. Hey, Bob is something else. But
Chris the Barber.
Man. But it's gonna be fun this spring to watch these receivers go at it, though. Like, that's gonna be fun. And then go back to what Marvin said, watching where Eli Ricks fits in. Because Malachi Moore back, Brian Branch back. You know, is Ricks an outside corner? Does he take Kool-Aid's spot? Does he take Kyrie Jackson's spot?
You think Kool-Aid spot can be taken?
We're about to see.
Well, I mean, I am back healthy. I mean, doctor said I'm clear. I'm good to go. I mean, anything possible. I can stand out there on the island, man. What you talking about? What? Hey man, listen here. Listen, don't do that. Don't do that.
Marvin said, throw me the alley. Throw me the alley.
Stay ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's one of them bowl moments.
Yeah, in the meantime, hey, Bo, you want to donate Justin some facial hair? I think we can give him a little bit. My God, he's like a toddler over there. Man, what you trying to do?
Mississippi Fields.
Boy. But, you know, so today was an interesting day. So I was on the phone with my cousin, funny man, right? He has, you know, the what is it? What is the chap you wearing, Steve? The metaverse glasses.
Yeah.
And he's talking about people be buying property on this stuff using cryptocurrency. Anybody familiar with this?
No.
Buying property in the metaverse, like, is that really? Huh?
I really don't know. And of course, Justin is going off screen now, but I have not heard that, Marvin. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I was like, what you mean you buying property in the meta? It does not exist. How do you buy something that does not exist?
I mean the fact that he said the metaverse. So I mean we got some listeners saying that it's real. I mean, you got Donald Schultz saying it's real. I didn't know it was real, but apparently I guess you can do that.
Yeah. You know, I was just curious. I'm like, how do you buy property in the metaverse? It's not real. And then you got to pay for a cryptocurrency. So it's like you got to take illegal money to go buy illegal property in my mind. That's how it looks to me. But then my thought process turned real quickly to this. How do I acquire some of this? Is there like a metaverse real estate agent you got to call? Hey, man, I'm all about making money, man. I'm trying to find out. So what is it, JT? Please enlighten me, because I don't know. I was just talking to Funny Man. He was telling me he got some. I'm like, man, I don't know about this, man, because I ain't into all that stuff. Anything that require me not to be in real life, I don't really get into.
So just sticking here, just sticking here with real life, as Justin just went vanished again. So Marvin, where do you see Ricks fitting into the secondary? Because,
you know, being honest, I'll say this. Ricks, you know, I watched him play this past season a lot because I watched a lot of games because I bet a lot. Ricks is a solid corner. I think he's going to come in and he's going to give the current members of Alabama secondary run for their money at that starting spot. But, you know, a person like him, what he's going to do is he's going to make good guys elevate their game to become great. So, and, you know, we run a lot of forward and, a lot of 5 and 6 DB packages. So, you know, the only question is, you know, how do they make it work with all these talented DBs? And to be honest, you know, we got a lot of young guys who need some work, you know, and we seen that on the back end of the season when we lost our starters. So having a guy come in who is a great corner, I think it only helped overall because, again, we struggled a little bit in the secondary on that back end when we lost our starters. So, you know, a guy like that, he's going to make them step their game up because, you know, in my mind as a competitor, if you bring a guy in that plays my position, you know, then I got to step my game up because I'm not giving up my position.
Right. And so, I mean, just on your end, Bo, after what we saw last year, where this offensive line is concerned, like who you want to see step up on this line? Because when you got McClellan coming back, Roy Dale,
Hold on. Bo, before you answer that, I want to interject one thing to you and Steve. I seen today where they were talking about projected starters, and there were 2 names in particular that I did not see. So when y'all answer, I want y'all to speak on this. I didn't see the Brockermeyers anywhere. And considering how highly recruited they were, you would think that they would have been in some metrics somewhere.
And who their dad is on top of that. So I'll go and take this first. So to me, I think one of the starting offensive tackles is going to be J.C. Latham. Whether he's at right tackle or left tackle, Latham's going to be one. When he came in that class, people spoke on he was the most ready of that group. So Latham's going to be a starter. The other starter becomes interesting because I like Tommy Brockermeyer, the projected tackle, but then you do have Kendall Randolph back. You also have Amari Kite who can play that spot in here as well. But Brockermeyer supposedly is supposed to give you the best upside. But then also you got Tyler Booker who came in this 2022 class, and that boy a monster. So once again, this O-line's going to show you an exciting spring, especially if Doug Marrone can get his act together. Because I'm looking at Doug Marrone like, bro, like, do you know what you're doing sometimes?
Yeah. Now, I mean, we lost Evan O'Neal. We're gonna need somebody to step up, man. Like we're gonna need to fill that spot. And then, you know, I ain't never seen a really bounced around our offensive lineman like that. You know, like they were switching Chris Horn out from here and now. Like that ain't
Right.
You know, we ain't never really did that. So we need to find us a solid 5 to, you know, roll with, and they can focus on doing their job and not be getting confused at which side they on. You know what I mean? So we need to find a solid 5 that can take on the role.
Because that never got. Go ahead.
And one of the things about it, though, the reason why we need that solid 5 is so that they can develop that bond, that consistency throughout the year. Because it's hard when you're playing with different people week in and week out. People don't understand the amount of checks that offensive linemen have to make based upon the front that defense is in. And if that front slides adjust, you see a linebacker walk up in that gap showing blitz. You might see a corner showing blitz, weak side. You got to be able to communicate that. But then you might also have to communicate that with a tight end or back, depending upon if they got to chip somebody. It's so many different things that goes into the process of making the calls before their ball is snapped. So if you don't have smart linemen that have that cohesiveness, it takes away from what they're doing. Because, again, it's so much communication going on before that ball is snapped.
And that's the reason why that 2020 group was so special, because Dickerson, Leatherwood, Neal, and Deontay Brown, they all played together. And they played a lot of ball together, especially Dickerson. People forget Dickerson hid a lot of flaws on that 2020 group. Because with his ability to take on almost 2 guys almost all the time by himself. So being able to bond together like that, that's critical. Yeah, Dickerson was a big deal, but I'm excited to see Jace McClellan back though, for real. I mean, having that boy back at running back, when he could catch out of the backfield, having him back and having Roydell back, and I want to see what this Kamar Wheaton kid can do though, for real, because we didn't get a chance to see him at all last year.
Mm-mm.
So that's gonna be fun right there.
Justin back. I think he in the witness protection program. They keep cutting.
Yeah, he is, man. I think Justin. Well, they got Justin with the Secret Service now, so he's trying to help President Biden now. That's what they got Justin doing.
Well, we can't hear nothing he's saying though, so I don't know. That's that Mississippi connection.
Also, Marvin, our best punter, hit the transfer portal. Ty Perine out.
You say what now?
Bama's best punter hit the transfer portal. Ty Perine gone.
The punter?
Yeah, Ty Perine, number 99, the punter.
Oh, okay. We'll get another one.
Right.
Oh, man. Lost old Ty, man.
Is Justin back with us? He able to get his audio working?
He is still having some trouble. He just jumped off. He's still having some trouble. Bo, I got to give you yours, Bo. Like, I'm ready to see where Brian Robinson get drafted at. I'm so ready to see where B-Rob go in this draft. Because
I think he go high in the draft.
I mean, I think he's gonna go down to the Mobile, and he gonna wreck shop at the Senior Bowl, and then wherever he run in this combine gonna be interesting. Okay, according to Justin, Slade Bolden got here. But
was he gonna run a 10 something like you? He'll be great.
I ain't running 10 nothing, man. I did not run no 10. I told you what my time was, Marvin. I had it ran on 4.7. Yeah, 4.7. All right, so.
Oh, what, 30-yard field?
It wasn't no 30-yard field. That was a 400-yard field. What you mean?
Oh, so
all right. So Justin want me to introduce the guest, because the guest is in the building. So we're going to introduce the man right here. Got a chance to see this brother coming here from the Big Dirty Louisiana in the building. One of the greatest versatile players to ever come through here. We talk about Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Cole Beasley 2.0. We talk about Slade the Blade Bolden. Let's get it.
Man, what an introduction. What an introduction. I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Appreciate you, brother.
That's the best introduction I've ever gotten. I appreciate it.
You know what?
Steve. There you go, Steve.
So I'm just gonna say this, Blade. So when you get announced in the draft night, just have me be right there with Roger Goodell. I appreciate just doing that. So
yeah, it'd be better than what he could do. I promise you that.
As Roger Goodell be trying to do something, just have me on the side. I'll just grab the mic from him.
Your glasses would be so fogged up, you wouldn't even be able to see what was going on. You'd be in the metaverse somewhere.
Y'all funny. Oh,
so, all right, man. Listen, let's just jump right into this. I got some questions, man. Immediately, you know, I played linebacker at Alabama, but you know that was before you know this new age, new era, whatever. But you know, my roommate when I played was Freddie Miller, so I know wide receivers always get all the love, right? So you gotta tell me, man. So what's it like playing wide receiver at Alabama in this day and age, man?
Well, the best way I could put it, you know, we call ourselves the Rutouts, right? So that's like that's our motto. So that's what we go by. And I feel like, you know, even though, you know, Bama has a standard, like the team has a standard, I feel like our group holds ourselves to an even higher standard. You know, every day was to practice, the weight room, training, fourth quarter, anything like that. I feel like we have to bring the energy. I feel like we make plays, we go out there, we're juiced up, that brings energy for practice. So I feel like even though we do have a Bama standard and we all try to meet that standard, I feel like even the receiver group holds themselves to a different standard because, I mean, just look at all the guys that we've had come through here, even in the last 2 to 3 years. And it's so we have, you know, not only do we hold ourselves to that standard, there is a standard that is supposed to be reached, and that's what we do. We take in and we try to that point.
All right, I got a question. I want to put you on the spot real quick.
All right.
Who was the best wide receiver you played with?
Damn, that's tough. Good thing you said played with, because if you said best receiver in the room, I'd have said me. But no, I'm just playing.
Now I said played
Best-
with on purpose.
I know. I'm just playing. God, that's probably one of the hardest questions, because the thing is, like, I play with what I think 6 first rounders. You know, you got Judy, Smitty, Ruggs, Waddle, and J-Mo, and I count Mays as a first rounder as well. I don't know, you know, with the injuries and all that stuff, that's tough. I don't know how it's going to go. I hope they go first off the board no matter what, because I love them and my teammates. But they all have different qualities, the different things they're good at. Smitty, great smooth routes, could take the top off. Ruggs, run by you, fly by you. Waddle, quickness, good hands, you know, competitive catcher. Judy had the route, you know, he's shifty, just maneuver in any way I've ever seen. And J-Mo, kind of like Ruggs, speed, but had good routes too. Mitch was I felt like more all-around receiver, had the speed, had the routes, the hands. And, I mean, they're all good receivers. There's not, you know, they all run good routes. They're all fast, you know, they all can make plays. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. But so like I can't answer that, and I'm just gonna go with the easy answer.
Politically correct answer.
But I'm gonna go with the easy answer, and that's the only Heisman winner in that room, and that's Devontae Smith. So there you go.
But Slade,
There's my
so Slade, when you were coming through just on the recruiting trail, like coming from Louisiana to Alabama, like what sold you on? I got to come be coached by Nick Saban. Like, what was that selling point for you back in 2018?
Right. So, you know, it came down to TCU, LSU, and obviously Alabama. And when I went to LSU, I did that recruiting. I didn't really feel like I was at home.
Hold on one second. Hey, Justin, when you came back in, Echo came in with you.
Yeah, I heard it too. I didn't know if it was only me, so I just kept talking.
Yeah, that's Justin.
And
we can't hear you, so you might want to go out and try to come back in. All right, sorry, Slade. Go ahead, Mr. Bolden.
Yeah, this is better. I was like, golly. I couldn't even hear myself. So anyways, back to what I had. TCU, Alabama, LSU, my top 3. And this is before I went on the visit to Alabama. I got with, you know, Matt Canada, who's the offensive coordinator at LSU, and I just didn't. He barely even talked to me. I didn't really feel at home there, even though I grew up an LSU fan my whole life. You know, die hard. If you're not an LSU fan in Louisiana, then you know you're pushed to the side. Like, we just don't even listen to that person. So I didn't feel at home at LSU, and then when I came to Alabama, I mean, they do what Alabama does. They roll out the red carpet for you. That you have a great experience, everything's great, and you know Saban obviously kind of broke it down. You know, if you want to play with the best, you got to coach for the best. And if you want to be the best, that's what you got to do, and that's kind of where I looked at it. Also loved Brian Dibble, who was offensive coordinator at the time, even though it hurt me when he left literally a month after I had moved in. So that kind of hurt me. It was crazy because my first spring when I moved in early, I had to play safety. I don't know if anybody knows that. I had to play safety my first spring, and so that was a whole new deal for me. Saban was like, "Look, we need some safeties," because we had just lost like Minka, Ronnie. I know we lost Everett at the corner. That we had lost a few safeties, and then we had safeties injured. So he really needed me at some depth. You know, I probably wasn't going to play, but he told me, like, look, you know, this probably be the smartest move for you to if you came in like if you stayed at this position, I feel you could play safety earlier. And man, it was a battle. That playing defense is a different animal, especially that defense. But because he also saw like, hey, we got these guys in the receiver room. We got another coming in, which was Waddle at the time. So he probably was like, look, it's probably best if you go to the defense. Well, I wasn't even a freshman. I was, just really enrolled. So I was like, all right, I'll do what I got to do. Yeah, good thing I changed my mind on that.
Hey,
I was like, I got to get back on offense.
but you know what they say, don't you? They say offense is for the pretty boys, defense is for the killers.
Well, I'm a killer too. Trust. That's why he knew he put me on there for a little bit.
Oh,
I
Blade.
come down. I come.
Look, Blade used to slice folks up now. Blade used to slice folks up.
Hey.
I got a few decent highlights. I will say this. I did pick off Mac in a spring game one time, and I say this about him because he's one of my best friends. But I picked him off, so that's one of my highlights of my safety career at Alabama. I hope he knows I said that too.
So playing at Alabama prepares you for a lot of things in life. So now that you're getting ready to take this next step in life, what do you think was the defining moment for you at Alabama that's prepared you and that's going to help you to be successful as you move forward?
I mean, my biggest thing was just competing. Coming in, I knew like, all right, I'm gonna have to wait my turn. But just putting myself in the best position for me to be the next guy up was really, all about competing, and that's kind of what I did. And also, being disciplined on, your studies, whether that's in school, your physical training in the weight room and running, your diet, just all that stuff. Being disciplined is going to continue to help me throughout my career, or after my playing days are over and in the business world, whatever God has in store for me. So I feel like those things that are instilled in me, just being a competitor, being disciplined, and just another thing, not listening to what people say you can't do in life, and because I was always told me I should have never came here. I was never going to play. I never going to start. So that's another thing, that's going to help me continue in life. So I feel like that's probably the three things that I feel like will help me, that I eventually learned about.
So Slade, I remember you had threw that touchdown pass to remember Four-Star in the Arkansas game. That was 2019. Take me through that.
Tennessee.
That was Tennessee, right? I thought Arkansas, but Tennessee. But take me
I
through
could
that,
forget
man.
that one.
Because take me through that, man. Because I remember you in the shotgun. I'm like, what they gonna have Slade doing? And
Right.
Slade getting the ball, you rolling, and you find Miller, and I'm like, Slade got all types of versatile tricks in the bag right now. So go through that play. Like, what made that happen? What was the call there?
Well, it was, we had ran some Wildcat early in the season, so we had that package in, and Coach Sark was like, let's have a pass off of it, because we had been running the ball out of that formation with me and doing well, like getting first downs, having good plays out of it. So we came to play, we sent Rose in motion, kind of act like I was going to, fake it to him and just have like a dive, kind of like Tebow, and, just pop up. And, we had planned it during the game, or before the game, during that week of practice. I didn't think we were going to actually run. It was like in the game plan. It was just there like a play, in the back pocket. And man, I was happy when they called that, because I was ready to roll. That was my first little piece of fame right there.
All it takes is one little piece of fame to make you want more. So as you move forward, I played with some great receivers, and I know how wide receivers think. So I got to ask you this. What quarterback do you want to play for on the next level? And the second half of this, which quarterback do you not want to play with? But I know you're not going to answer that part, so we're just going to leave the first part. Is there a quarterback
Yeah, I'm definitely not answering that second question.
I'm not going to put you out there on that second part.
Right. I loved all my guys. I love Jalen. I love Tua. I love Mac. Obviously, I was a little closer with Mac. That's just because even from the jump, he was my host on my recruiting visit. I was tight with him when I first got here, and we just kind of became better friends as we, grew. So, and I love Bryce. And he's obviously unbelievable player, great person, and is going to do well. Since I feel I'll take him out of it, since he's not in the league yet, he will be, but not
But
yet.
no, hold on before you answer though. I'm talking about Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about
Justin Herbert.
Oh,
the
see,
league as a whole.
all of them as a whole.
Yeah.
The easy question would be
I don't ask easy
Mac
questions.
Jones. I know. I'm saying the easy answer. Sorry, not easy. The easy answer would be Mac Jones. He knows me the best.
But hold on.
The coolest thing.
No, hold on one second though. So you would want to play with Mac Jones, being from Louisiana and living in Alabama. You willing to go move to New England?
The reason I say that, and yeah, I thought about it, trust me, because there's some cold weather up there. I mean, like brutal. I don't know if I could do it. But anyway, the reason I say that is because, like, as in, like, performance based and, like, get the ball, I feel like Mac would, that he knows me the best. But honestly, the coolest thing would be to go play for Tom Brady at Tampa. That would be the coolest. That would be something special that, not many people could say they did. But yeah, I love to stay at home and play for the Saints. I mean, I've been a Houdat my whole life.
You don't know who the coach is going to be now.
Exactly. My dog Sean Payton is stepping down, so that kind of hurts. I don't know.
And I'm about to tell you my
age. I don't mind. Whoever pays me. That's all. I'm
gonna tell you my age. I lost to Tom Brady in the Orange Bowl when I was in school.
No way, for real?
Yeah, we played Michigan in the Orange Bowl.
I've heard that.
We're in the middle of one conversation, guys. We got another guest coming on here, and this was another one that I had fun playing with, as Marvin showing the Orange Bowl ball there. But we got another receiver about to enter the fray, and it's none other than Mr. Kansas City Chief himself, Gehrig Dieter.
What's up, G?
What's up, boys?
Hey, man, I got to say this. That was the most exciting 13 seconds of football I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, it was insane.
That shit was crazy.
It was insane. I mean, you can't script something better than that for a playoff game, let alone any football game ever. So to be there, be on the sideline for that, just to see those dudes up close and personal, just the greatness those dudes have. I mean, it's insane.
Like, how hype was Travis Kelce for real for that? Like, Travis was too hype.
Dude, that dude, like I was, for some reason, like that game, like I was just super into, like on the side, I'm not playing or anything, but like those are all the guys that are playing well, like those are like my top guys on the team. So it's so fun to watch those guys ball out every week. And Kelsey's one of my boys, and I mean that dude does it week in and week out, just is great every single play. And I mean, you saw that clip that came out today, how much he has an influence on Pat for the end of game situations.
Yeah, that was a classic of all classics, man. This my wife, the game's over. So they got 13 seconds. All they need is a little over 40 yards. I said, this is doable. And I said, they're not the Cowboys. This is doable.
Yeah, exactly. No, we practice that stuff every week. EB talks about it every Friday meeting, is those exact situations. So those guys were definitely ready. And when you have Tyreek and Kelsey and Pat, it makes it a little bit easier.
But Slade,
I gotta say this too. Tyreek was wrong for shooting over what that peace sign.
Yeah, I think he's about to catch a little. I think he was talking today about catching a fine from that, but
yeah,
he makes enough money, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But Slade, so your thought on the cool quarterback you wanted to play with? The cool answer.
Oh yeah, talking about playing with Tom.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I said if I was So obviously Mac would be best choice and like for playing. I think that would benefit me more as an on the field playing and boosting that. But I think the experience wise, it would definitely be playing Tom Brady in Tampa. And Tampa's very nice, obviously. I'm in Fort Lauderdale now and I'm loving it. I mean, beautiful women everywhere, beautiful weather. I mean, it's hard to stay focused on training. But yeah, so that would be probably the coolest spot to go to, I think. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's all about. So
It's about business and making money. So, Mr. Dieter, I have a question for you. What is the biggest hurdle or obstacle you see as you transition from a college wide receiver to NFL wide receiver? What does Mr. Bolden need to know most about, hey, this is how this goes from A to B?
I think when you walk in the door, you just have to have a presence about you. You got to be a guy that coaches can trust, that players like to be around. And I think the biggest thing for me was kind of learning that playbook as fast as possible, because they're not going to put guys out there that don't know what they're doing. And I've seen a lot of guys come in and out of this place way more talented than me, way more hyped than me. But at the end of the day, if you don't know the plays, you don't know if a coach doesn't trust you, and they're not going to put you in the game no matter what. So for me, that was the biggest thing, was kind of just diving around that playbook. And it was nice to have a quarterback that came in at the same time and Pat, and so we could work together outside of football, which we did. And just to have somebody the same age, the same class and stuff like that's huge as well. But I think the biggest thing is just knowing what you're doing at all times and have a presence about you when you walk in the building. Be a professional day in and day out. Don't be late. Take notes. Do all that stuff that you kind of overthink. And coaches really, they take that stuff. They don't take it for granted. They like that type of stuff, and I think that's the reason why I'm still with the Chiefs.
So you didn't let the women come first, right?
No.
Slade, you hear this right? The women don't come first.
No.
I was just playing. But yeah, what Garrett said was like, that's kind of what I had to do at Bama, and that's kind of what helped me start there. Because obviously, being real, it's hard for short white guys to play at anywhere. It is what it is, and so that's kind of one thing you got to do. And like what he said, it's perfect, because I'm expecting to do that. That's what I got to do, because I feel like Bama is basically just transition, same thing. It's hard, it's competitive. Everyone in there is trying to take your job, and everyone's as good or if not better than you are. So like you said, like just learning that playbook and doing that's something that I feel like I'm always going to have to do, and I work everybody that kind of mindset.
Yeah. I think Bo can can kind of hit on this. It's like, I mean, you come from Bama. All those dudes are, when they get to the NFL, almost every single one that we play with is one of the top guys in the league. So, I mean, coming from Bama, especially for me, it was kind of easy transition going to the league, because it's like I already went against round one corners, round one safeties, the best linebackers, everybody. So I think coming from Bama especially is such a huge jump for any player, let alone a receiver.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
So and this just for Gehrig and Slade, aside from Coach Saban, like who was that coach at Bama that really got everybody right? Like behind Coach Saban, like who was that guy for you guys?
And don't say Freddie Roach, because me and Freddie need to talk anyway.
I'll let Slade hit that one first.
Well, I mean, I felt like Cochran was a backbone for a while. He kind of was somebody you can always go and talk to. Obviously, he worked as hard, no doubt about that. But he was definitely a more personal guy that you can go and, whatever problems you have, financial, personal, emotional, it doesn't matter. But when he left, it was different. I feel like for me personally, who helped me was definitely my receiver coach, Holman Wiggins. One of the realest guys I've ever met. Always kept it real with me. Great dude, family man. Always could talk to me about anything, whatever was on my mind, whatever I felt like I could do right, or what I, was, maybe complaining about, like, why am I not playing, or, why am I not doing this and that? And he always kept it real with me. So that's someone who helped me personally. It's different, not having Cochran there, but I know, Blue and that strength staff, Dr. Ray, because, you have, and when you're not in season, you're not with your coaches, that's who you spend the most of your time with. So you need to have somebody who is willing to be there for you and, just kind of keep the same chemistry within the team. And I feel like Blue and the rest of the strength staff and Dr. Ray did a good job at tough when they just first got there. But, I love them to death, and then I know they love us, care about us. And another one, honestly, is Jeff Allen. Jeff Allen is real. I mean, real as it comes. You can talk to him about, just kind of like I said about Cochran, the same thing. Talk about anything. He really, really takes care of us, and he's like having another dad, uncle inside the facility. So I feel like that's one too. I may hit all of them. I don't know if you got any more.
I think you named them all, but yeah, Jeff is a cool dude, man. Jeff real cool. So him and Ginger. Unfortunately, I spent too much time with Jeff after I got hurt, man. Whew.
So, Slade, I mean, this past team, went through a lot of adversity with the injuries, but still got to the national championship game. Like, what would be your biggest takeaway from this past season?
I mean, there's definitely some things that obviously we could have done better, especially if you're talking about the national championship. I wouldn't say we gave them the game. You can't make mistakes against a good team. And we made a few. We made some big ones. And we did finish in the red zone. Penalties, couple picks. Could convert some on third down. There's a few things that went to that game. And you can't make any mistakes against a good team, especially like Georgia and who they were. So that was one part of it. Another thing is I wish, maybe we could have, had a better team chemistry earlier in the season. I feel like towards the end we were good. Like we all understood kind of, all right, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to do it, and this is what we're gonna do. But at the beginning, I felt like we were all still trying to figure out each other because we lost a lot of guys, and that happens. It is what it is. But I feel like that's something I wish we could have done a little earlier. And obviously we still should have won. So that's not the excuse, but I think that's something that we could have done better in the beginning.
When you go back, Slade, when you think about having Steve Sarkisian on the field as a coach and then Bill O'Brien in the booth, was there a difference there, or did that not play anything into that?
I don't think so. I mean, there are different styles, different coaches, different personalities. I still think they both have great game plans, and they did well with what their game plan was for a game. And I like both of them. I like playing for both of them. Had a great bond with O'Brien this year. We connect early and very quickly, so that helped with me personally. But no, I feel like that wasn't a factor. I feel like they both had different coaching styles, obviously, but both did a good job. And I don't think that was. I think they actually helped us. I think both of them helped us.
You got that over there, Marvin, like you had some.
Oh, yeah, I always got a question, man. My question is for Mr. Dieter. All right, listen here, man. You're coming off an emotional win. We all know that it's hard coming off emotional wins with that high. So how does one focus after such an emotional win with the back and forth? How do you get back focused and prepare for next week's opponent?
I think it starts with leadership, and that's where I think Coach Reed and his staff, especially him, he sets the tone every Tuesday for our morning team meeting. He kind of has a message for us, and this week it was kind of just start from the bottom. Like everybody knows the plays and stuff like that, but act like you don't know them. Take notes, get detailed, and kind of just start all over. And I think that's a huge message for this week, especially a team that we played I think 4 weeks ago and lost to. So for us, it's kind of just to get back to square one, make sure everybody knows what they're doing. Every single play, if a backup Tyreek goes out, make sure the fourth or fifth receiver knows what they're doing when they come in the game. Same with like you saw last week, Honey Badger got a concussion. He was out in the first quarter. We had to bring in younger safeties that really don't have big time experience like him. So for him, I mean, for the whole team, it's just make sure you're fundamentally sound and know what you're doing. Because when you know what you're doing, football's a lot easier. And when you don't know what you're doing, you're thinking, you got a million things going through your head, and that's when it's super tough. So I think it's, like I said, it starts with leadership, and thankfully we have awesome leaders on this team.
I got to say this, man, just for the record. I despise Joe Burrow. Don't disappoint me. I have a lot of money riding on you all this week. Do not disappoint your Alabama brother here, okay?
Hey, I'm hoping we pull it off. We have a
Hey,
good team. They have a good team. It should be fun.
I guess so. Okay, two-parter here for Slade. So, Slade, going back to the national championship against Ohio State, who was more excited for your touchdown, you or Mac Jones? And then the second part of that, which receiver for Bama next season are you the most excited about?
First question. I would like to say I was more excited, but if you watch how he reacted, he might have been more excited than me, which is what you gotta love it. That's what you want a receiver to your quarterback to be. As happier than you are, you scored. So that was the first one. But the second one, so you asked who do you think is going to do best, or who am I hoping to do the best?
Which one should we be on the lookout for?
Excited about.
Right. A lot of good guys. I mean, I think C7 or Ja'Cory Brooks, sorry, I call him C7. I think he's going to continue to do well. He's already shown that he can play. I think he's only going to, that's not someone that I'm going to be like, oh, wow, he did this. I expected him to do well. I think a guy can do really well. I think he can, as long as, he keeps a mindset, keeps his mental right, I think he will do great. And he's, good kid, everything. But, there's obviously things you got to figure out. And I feel like if he can do that, he'll be great. And my dog, JoJo, I feel like he's going to do good. He's going to, pretty much replace me in the slot, I'd like to say. But he played some this year. I'm not saying he's got some experience. I feel like Trayshawn has always done a good job. He's going to continue to do a good job. He's very reliable, bigger body, good routes, great hands. So I feel like he's going to be someone that Bryce can depend on when, maybe some of the younger guys aren't doing what they need to do. But I'm really excited for all of them. I can't really put just one, and that's kind of how it is. That's my politically correct answer for you.
All of your answers,
which I don't need it.
Correct, but
I'm wired. I'm wired over here. I'm wired.
I see, but Mr. Dieter, I gotta ask this though: what's it like playing with Patrick Mahomes? That has got to be one hell of an experience.
Catch up on everything.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. I mean you guys see the player he is, and everybody sees that. But him as a person, he's one of my better friends on the team. We hit it off right away. It's something that just happened organically. We just became friends. We got the same interests outside of football. We love sports and stuff like that. So it was a quick bond, and obviously it's still strong today. But seeing what he does on a daily basis, just his talent is unreal, and for him to perform the way he does in those crazy situations, that just speaks to the preparation he puts in. A lot of people don't see how hard that dude works during the season. He's working out and doing stuff way before everybody else and last in the league and all that type of thing. But I mean, it's awesome. Everybody knows it's awesome to play with him, to watch him play, to experience it. From where I am, it's the awesomest thing to see. Just how I think he's more humble than a lot of people. Like you kind of see him show personality on the field when he does something crazy, but I mean, he deserves all that. He's super humble and he's honestly like one of my brothers. So it's fun to see.
We got
So
Blade.
Eric Owens has a question for me. All right, so yes, we lost to Tom Brady. Kicker missed the field goal. Listen, man, I think we wanted to kill the kicker, but coach wouldn't allow us to kill the kicker. I mean, come on, man. You know, we were the number 3 team in the country. We were trying to get to win the national championship that year, and it just didn't go so well. And nothing's worse than losing a game by a kicker missing an extra point, man. Come on, man. We ain't talking about a 30, 40, 50 yards. You missed an extra point. You got one damn job. One. You can't. And it's not even NFL standards of extra points. We talking college extra. One job.
Marvin's still mad about the field goal, but we got Slade Bolden in here about to go to the NFL. Slade Bolden and my man Gehrig Dieter, Kansas City Chiefs in the building. Appreciate both of you two guys coming on here. Slade, go ball out in the NFL, man. Go ball out. Dieter, do your thing, brother. Appreciate both of you guys. Both Scarborough on here. We got, but before we wrap this thing up, we got swinging over to Muscle.
Hold on, Steve. Before you wrap, hey Dieter.
Yep.
Are there any injuries that I need to know about before I place any more wagers this week on you?
You can't do
No,
that.
I mean,
That's messed up.
we came out of that game pretty healthy, other than Honeybag.
That's all I need to know.
So we should be straight, man.
While Marvin is getting his betting on, goodness, we're going to swing this over to Muscle Man Marvin. So, Marvin, how the book doing? How 40 Plus Strong doing?
Man, the book has been going well, man. Everything's wonderful. You know, I'm still recovering from this total knee replacement surgery. So that's what y'all got to look forward to when y'all retired. See, when you get old, like I'm 42 and I already had to have total knee replacement. Football is not kind to the body, man. So, you know, the biggest thing is just applying a lot of those principles, man, and recovering. I'm 4 weeks out from my surgeries. And again, I'm still applying all the principles from my book, and we just making progress. I'm not using a walker anymore. I'm not using a cane. My muscles are back activated. We're making significant progress every day.
Absolutely.
I got a question for Bo. Hey, Bo, like, what do you think the biggest difference for you was coming from Bama to go to the league? I know you bounced around a couple teams. Like, what was the biggest factor in like bouncing around and the biggest difference you noticed?
Cause for me, it was like when I got to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we couldn't play music in the locker room out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it was kind of just like at Alabama. You know,
Right.
headphones and everybody listen to what they want to listen to. So when I got there, and they like, yeah, you can't listen to the music. You got to listen with your headphones. And I'm like, okay, so I already know what he talking about.
Right.
Music out loud and everybody, and you should have seen it. It was like a movie. I turned around and like the whole locker room stopped and just looked at me. You know, they ain't never seen nobody do it before. So when I go to say is that Coach Aben prepared us. You know, it's something uncomfortable happening. We already comfortable with it because we already comfortable being uncomfortable, and Detroit ran the same just like Alabama did, like from head to toe, bro. Like it was literally the same thing, and I thought it was hard, but it was easy to me because we've been conditioning like this after practice. We've been like this. You know what I'm saying? Like everything it was so easy. It was easy to me, and the same thing when I was at the Cowboys. Like everything was the same, like the name for the combination, the coordinate with everything was like exactly the same. Like, it was easy. Then I got to Seattle, and then it was a little bit different because the wording was different, but everything really meant the same thing, just a different wording. So it was like I already know how to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I already know how to work. I already know how to prepare myself. Like, it was pretty easy for me when I translated over because Coach Saban, you know how he get us ready for, you know, adversity, and you know we was comfortable being uncomfortable. So we could walk into any matter ready for it.
Well, another thing that Coach Saban does, my man Bo, is he's going to get you prepared for life after football. And we got two former Bama guys doing that. We got my man Cyrus Jones, luxury real estate in Atlanta. Give your boy Bama Side 5, Cyrus Jones, a call, number 5. Number right there listed on the screen. Then we also got DJ Petway, Big Pet, precision fencing. Another Bama sci-fi, one of the best defensive ends of the Nick Saban era will light your butt up. His number on the bottom of the screen as well. Y'all, please check out Marvin's book, get40plusstrong.com. Get yourself in the best shape of your life. I'm in the beginning workout right now, and I'm telling you, I feel great. I feel absolutely amazing in the beginning workout there of Marvin's book. But trying to do this for Justin, man. Trying to do this for Justin, as he had some technical things going on. But for all of us here, for my man Slade Bolden Gehrig Dieter, Bo Scarborough, Marvin Constant, and Stephen M. Smith. It's the Bama Standard. Next week, we got Caleb Castile, the star of Whatline and CSI Los Angeles, coming on. So you don't want to miss Caleb Castile. That's going to be the big thing. And y'all, please get that house. So if you don't get that house, Cyrus will intercept that thing and take it back to the house. Please get that house from Cyrus. But y'all be good. Take it easy. It's the Bama Standard. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll
sir.
Tide.
I appreciate you having us.